WWE has a serious problem when it comes to pushing LA Knight. I mean, they had so many times where they had to pull the trigger on him and make him a main eventer and make him the top guy, but they refused to, and I do not know why. Let's get into it. Hey man, I'm not finna, go all the way back and tell you when LA Knight was born, when he started wrestling, all of that. No, I'm talking about WWE. If you watch WWE consistently, if you watch WWE at all, even sometimes, you probably would know who LA Knight is. If not, you're probably sleeping on a rock, or you're probably watching the wrong channel. You're probably watching All Elite or something like that, But LA Knight has been very organically over with the crowd since 2023. He had the opportunity to get so under with the audience. I'm not talking about over, I'm talking about under. They put him with that Max Dupri with the maximum male model stuff. We put him with all of them, trying to make him look goofy, trying to make him look like a clown. Everybody, and it really hurt the fans that really knew who LA Knight was when he was Eli Drake, or how he was in NXT. Everybody know who he really was, what he was capable of doing. That's why it really hurt him, or hurt the fans, the audience, of when Vince turned him into Max Dupri and did him with the maximum male model stuff. That hurt me as well, because I knew who LA Knight was, and I knew he wasn't no maximum male model or whatever it was. But Triple H gladly turned him back into LA Knight instead of Max Dupri. He turned him right back into LA Knight, and then he shot up with the crowd. LA Knight, he wasn't really like given a chance at, but he was just put into random feuds. He turned back to LA Knight. He was, squashing some people week after week, and he got in a feud with Bray Wyatt. He lost the feud. He lost very bad. I'm not gonna lie, in a very awful match. But he still was over. I don't know what it was about him that the crowd loved so much, but they loved him. I knew what it was, but I'm trying to figure out at what point in time did he really spark up with the crowd, So ever since that feud with Bray Wyatt, the audience loved him, and he skyrocketed in the fan. Finally, Triple H, gave him the push that, he definitely deserved. It took him a while too. Like, even after he was like organically very over with the crowd, he, wasn't really pushed that quick. They still was having him lose to Xavier Woods and not making the WrestleMania cards and not putting him in the Royal Rumbles, goofy stuff like that. But he finally shot up and he finally started doing his thing, which I'm glad, because he is very talented. And then fast forward to now, and he's still yet to get that main event push. He had 2 chances to win the Money in the Bank. He had a chance to win in 2023. He had a chance definitely to win 2023, but they gave it to Damian Priest. Damian Priest, it was a good little reign, but LA Knight, I feel like he deserved a little more than Damian Priest, especially that year, He was still a part of the Judgment Day. He's still a part of the main event scene and everything. He still could have, got a world title shot at Mania or whatever, and could have did his thing. 2025, this year, he could have won the Money in the Bank briefcase again, but for some reason they gave it to Seth Rollins. I like Seth Rollins and all that. I have, my arguments about him. Everybody thinks he's the A tier, the guy. He's not the guy. He's never been the guy. He's never gonna be the guy. He's a great in-ring performer, but people want to force him into that S tier so bad when he's really like B tier, maybe an A tier, but he's not, he's not the guy. Nobody's gonna, spend $10,000 on the ticket for WrestleMania to see Seth Rollins in the Money in the Bank. I'm just keeping it a buck. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre always cries and bitches and moans about how he deserves this push, how he deserves that. Nobody's gonna spend $10,000 for a ticket to see Drew McIntyre in the main event. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not. I don't know. I'd like yet to, come across any, and I know a lot of people who love the WWE, but I've yet to, hear somebody say they want to spend $5,000 on a ticket to see Drew McIntyre or Seth Rollins in a main event of Mania. It's just unheard of. So, Seth Rollins won this year. He didn't need it, honestly. he honestly didn't need it, because he was gonna get, he's gonna be in the main event scene. He was gonna, get multiple world title shots. He had that group with Brian Breaker, and he got a group with Bronson Reed, with Paul Heyman and all that. Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, my opinion, they gotta work on their chemistry, because their chemistry is not there, especially with Roman and how Roman and Paul was. I'm not saying that they gotta be exactly known, but how their chemistry was, they gotta get a little better compared to Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman chemistry. Yeah, they gotta get on track, But it's kind of hard for them to get their chemistry on check if Seth Rollins is not there, and because he has a knee injury right now. So Seth went out with a knee injury, and I've been hearing some stuff that the knee injury was supposed to be planned. They were supposed to write him off TV for a couple months or some weeks or something like that, and have him come back to cash in. My opinion, that's a bad idea, because why are you getting written off TV when you're supposed to be there elevating your group? You're supposed to be helping elevate Braun, helping elevate Bronson Reed. If they want Braun to supposedly be this main event big money guy in the future and main event 80 WrestleManias and all that, why aren't you there helping elevate him? Why aren't you there helping elevate Bronson Reed? It's just don't make sense to write him off of TV, especially when you got the Money in the Bank briefcase and you got a whole bunch of feuds that you could be in, and you got a whole group that you just started to help elevate. It just don't make sense. But he's down with a legit knee injury, so I'm a wrestler myself. Knee injuries are not fun, so I'm praying. I hope he gets better and all that. But Seth Rollins is not that guy. He would never be that guy. I hate to say it to you, Seth Rollins fans. Cry me a river, boo-hoo. I ain't gonna lie. Fight me. I don't care. But LA Knight, back to him. He should have won the Money in the Bank briefcase. LA Knight is a great in-ring performer. His match against Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania was a great match. It was one of the best matches on the card, matter of fact. That BFT, that moonsault into the BFT was kind of botched, but it looked tough. It looked raw, He's, for his, and I don't want to hear nobody talking about, yeah, but LA Knight is old. These are the same people that has CM Punk in main event matches at the CM Punk is like 48. They the same ones that put in CM Punk in main event matches. John Cena, the top champion on SmackDown. So I don't want to hear none of that age excuses and all that. Seth Rollins, he's pushing 40. They giving him the Money in the Bank and all that. Jey Uso, he's 40. Gave him the world title, so I don't want to hear none of that. It's like the age thing in WWE and wrestling in general, pro wrestling in general, don't mean the dang thing, But yeah, so LA Knight is a great in-ring performer. I don't even need to mention how he is on the mic. You already know how he is on the mic. He's tough. But yeah, that's my opinion. LA Knight, he's a great in-ring performer, a great on the mic. I don't know what it is about WWE when it comes to not pushing him when he deserved. And like when 2023, when he first started getting pops and all that, I even said myself, yeah, he's getting pops right now. That's gonna calm down in like a couple months and all that. No, that has yet to calm down. Like honestly, they should have started really like pushing him right after the Roman feud. Should have given him blood, had him beat the Bloodline some more, and then after that, put him in some promising feuds with great top performers. Drew McIntyre, come on now. It's literally just quit thinking, of the people, who he could have went against. But yeah, man. So yeah, he's a great in-ring performer. He's great on the mic. I don't know what it is about WWE, because like I was just saying, I thought it was gonna calm down in a couple months. No, it's still going on. He gets the biggest pops on the shows. Out of everybody on the roster, he gets the biggest pops still. Like, it's crazy how much the crowd loves him. He's all these pops, and like Triple H even said it. He said he gave the title to Jey Uso, and everything, and because he got the biggest pops, the crowd goes yeet and all that, and I love it. But why not do the same thing with LA Knight? If he's getting, selling merch, getting the biggest pops, and everybody going LA Knight, yeah, and all that, why not? He had a match with Rey Mysterio, and they was doing, how they punch each other, going boo, yeah, boo, yeah. They were booing Rey Mysterio. You know how over you have to be to get the crowd to boo Rey Mysterio? It's nuts. So yeah, like honestly, if I'm Triple H, if I hear the crowd booing Rey Mysterio over the dude he's fighting, yeah, he's getting pushed. You know what I'm saying? Like who? Like honestly, there's nobody in the world that could hate Rey Mysterio. It's just facts. Nobody. You're not allowed to. That should be a law. Like if you hate Rey Mysterio, that's 6 years of jail. Honestly, but yeah, like LA Knight, you know, let me know in the comments what you think. What you think the problem is? Why do you think Triple H don't want to push LA Knight? Is it because of his age? Is it because he don't like him in the ring or something like that? Because many times that he could have pulled the trigger on him, especially this year, especially with the Royal Rumbles and everything. There's many times where he, you know, should have pulled the trigger with him, but they just didn't. They ended up not. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know if it's Triple H that he doesn't really personally don't see anything in him. Let me know if it's something else. If you think he's a dick backstage or something like that, let me know. I'm here for it. I can argue. I'm with it. Don't go nowhere. Click the next video popping up on the screen, or we're gonna fight. Let's get it.